Phil, they're just making his way to his seat there.
Did you have to make yourself?
Did you just make yourself a cup of coffee?
He's went in the kitchen, now he's going to grab his Telegraph, sharp the headline there, his trusty Telegraph.
Shall I tell you what the real news is?
Yeah.
What? The real news is that I'm going to be doing a signing on Thursday evening.
Are you?
At HMV Oxford Street.
That's amazing,
Really?
I didn't see that in the
But
papers.
that's only something that would make the regional
it's
papers.
in the news.
But that's amazing that didn't make the
6 o'clock.
papers, and yet a woman has found a piece of string in a bread roll, and that's in this morning.
Well, if she... That's amazing.
It's weird what they deem news these days, isn't it, in this crazy country?
All I can
it's a
say
crazy country.
If she could bring that along to HMV Oxford Street, opposite
Do you know what? That'd be a double header worthy of Soho.
That would be.
Do you know
Johnny,
what?
Johnny, I can hear a cry.
I can too. Yes. You're not trying, particularly not the man with the goatee in corporate corner. Thank you. You got a lovely smile, sir. Thank you very much indeed.
Unfeasibly large butt cheeks there as well.
And he's got Mark Wagman with the unfeasibly large butt cheeks, ladies and gentlemen. They quite literally bolt out of nowhere. It's amazing. Actually, he showed me them last week naked, and they are, I would say, a superstructure.
It was like the eclipse.
It was like the eclipse, it really was. Eclipse, did you say? Yes. Let's go to the Telegraph, which I think Harry Enfield is holding. I said Harry Enfield is holding. Harry's got it. Harry.
I've got the Daily Telegraph here.
OK, Blair's pledge to keep UK veto on tax. Tony Blair says... Tony Blair. Blair. And William Vague. Tony Blair says he will not give up Britain's veto on tax, immigration, defence and social security. Good old Tone. Let's go to the Mirror. This is Cherie blackmail. And it is Cherie. A judge gags... This is Cherie Blair. A judge gags an author from publishing a book detailing the Blair's relationship with a former nanny. They had a relationship with her. The author had previously demanded £40,000 from Cherie not to publish. Ding dong. Let's go to the Mail. 24-hour internet surfing for £10 a month. Great headline. Isn't it, though? Boy, is that going to get me getting that mail off the thing. I mean, it's like, what is it? Is it a headline or an advert? If it was junk mail, you'd throw it away. As it is, it's the Daily Mail. Throw it away. Yeah, thank you very much. The good old Mail. BT is ordered to overhaul its charges to the rival companies which provide access to the World Wide Web. So that's a grand. There's who has more fun, couples or singles? And there's Britain's most famous single there, as well as Mariella Foster, of course, the most famous single person in Britain. OK. Do you know what? I'm going to get in there, ladies and gentlemen. A bit more, please. Come on, get in there. Thank you very much. I've got a great letter for you. You'll be the judge of that in the Telegraph. Letter. Dear Sir, I spent a very happy couple of hours in the Oxford branch of an M&S recently and came away with a gorgeous leather jacket, 2 very stylish skirts, 2 very pretty pairs of evening shoes, some underwear, jeans and tops. And that's from Trevor Mitchell in Stoke-on-Trent. It's actually from Chrissy Curry in Oxford. It wasn't quite as good, was it? This has annoyed me. A record 150 vehicles a week are being seized at British ferry ports and sent to the crusher as customs officers show no mercy under new legislation against cross-channel smuggling. Legislation introduced earlier this year enables cars, vans and trailers to be destroyed. Seize them. To be destroyed. Seize them. Don't, Linton. If they contain loads of alcohol and cigarettes deemed too great for the owner's personal use. I love that they confiscate the loads. They don't crush those. They don't crush up lager and fags, do they? No. They just crush up the cars. And also, who are they deeming how much I can drink if I come through? I deem you cannot drink this. Seize them! It also says, under this year's... And this shows the tolerant nation Britain is. Under this year's one strike and you're out legislation, loads will be confiscated and vehicles impounded before being sent to the crusher. No. We're certainly not playing Father Christmas this year, said Nigel Knott, spokesman at the Customs and Excise headquarters in Dover. No, you're not. Why don't they crush a ferry? You know, it's coming back with all illegals. Let's get a ferry and crush it. Want to bomb hypermarkets? Yes. Seriously, just do an Iraqi-style bombing attack on French hypermarkets. Just put the whole thing out of business. Last year, the excuse offered by people stocked with vast quantities of booze was millennium parties. That's the excuse. This year, we've already had office parties cited. We believe you're planning an office party, sir. Do you mind stepping out the car? And they just crush all your booze.
It's not on, is it?
It's not on. They should give it to Britain's beleaguered pensioners. That's who needs it. They're sitting there. They can't afford a six-pack of Stella. Do you know what I mean? A crate of Stella. Why don't you just give all the confiscated so that all our old lot can get bladdered? And start larruping each other. EU guidelines laid down 7 years ago which stipulate the amounts of tobacco and alcohol an individual can reasonably bring into the country without special reason. This is the allowance you're allowed now. 800 cigarettes, 200 cigars, 10 litres of spirits, 90 litres of wine, and 110 litres of beer.
But that's not going to last you.
What are you going to do? What are you going to drink on Boxing Day? Makes me sick. Seriously? There's Cockney families. They do that in the morning on Christmas. Round in Joanna.
Cockney Vic.
There's a burning question in the mail today. Good question someone's asked here. Did the ancient Egyptians invent the cough drop? Great question. Thank you very much, Peter Crawley in Durham. Lovely question. I've got some Catherine Zeta-Jones news for you now. As you know, Michael has now got the two Ich Dien tattoos on his forearms and he's snipped the sleeves of his rugby shirt. He's also growing a slight moustache as well. And as you know, we already know he's now investing in haulage. But it says here, I admire Catherine so much, cooed Douglas. She's a great voice, she's a great jazz tap dancer. Remember, he's a former sex addict.
She used to be. Do you know
Don't
she used
talk
to
about
be in
sex around him.
42nd Street?
Did she?
Yeah, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Thank you very much. She's got a great voice. Well, it says here, there's more detail that says that. She has a great voice.
Yeah.
She's a great jazz tap dancer.
Yeah.
I don't know, that sounds like a euphemism for something. Yeah. Come in here and give me some of your jazz tap. It says, one of my big thrills is Michael Douglas. He says, one of my big thrills is to beg her to put on those shoes and do it. Said the former sex
Tattoos are
addict.
really unflattering.
Are they?
I've got a pair at home.
Are they very unflattering?
Yeah, really unflattering.
Do you never get them on and do it?
Well,
Okay,
sometimes.
OK. Douglas, who split from his wife, Deandra. Oh, it's a lovely name, isn't it? It's one of those neglected gems, isn't it? Yeah. His wife, Deandra, in 1997, after several battles over his booze, and it says here, sex addiction. He's letting Catherine, but this is the thing, he's letting Catherine, Welsh Catherine, organise the redecorating of the New York flat he's owned for 15 years. Apparently she's whacked up a huge poster of J.P.R. Williams. Next to a slate barometer, you see? She's got wall-to-wall pain. He's got wall-mounted miners lamps with matching brass called scuttle.
And have they got a system hi-fi?
You've got a system hi-fi. And there's a lovely lace mat on top of the television. And it's got a spider plant growing in it in an old Dutch clog. You see? And apparently she's also, in the New York flat, she's put a no vacancies sign in the window. I told you about this a while ago. I did predict this. A wave of panic buying is sweeping Britain. This time it's not fuel or food people crave, but the Wellington boot. Yes.
Wellies.
Stores have run out. Queues have laid siege to shops. Importers and makers have been working overtime to meet demand in the sweatshops of wherever. We did predict this. Remember also, you can store about 2 litres of petrol in each Wellington boot, so that's probably got something to do with it. And also, the ultimate pin-up in the Times, we're a fan of Wellington boots. We love men in women's coats. We love women in women's coats. Look at this. Julia Roberts, wellies in a coat. Oh, it's lovely. Thank you, Julia, for that. Very British. Lovely and British. Well, that's taken from the Daily Mail, that.
No, I mean, where was the picture taken?
It's taken in Bishop
Daily Mail,
Stortford.
In Crawford.
Crawford. In Crawford. Where is Crawford?
I don't know. It's a good name.
It's a good name, though, isn't it?
But I don't know if it actually exists.
That picture takes place in the city of Crawford. No, Crawford, no, it's just outside, is it Bakesfield?
Could be, yes.
Anyway, the Millennium Dome has been voted. This is the last news. I told you about this as well. The Millennium Dome has been voted the most depressing thing about the year 2000. How about that? Oh, it's not the last thing. I've got a great quote of the day. This is from Lord Selsdon, Conservative, who's very worried about the spread of disease. And he's quoted today in the Daily Telegraphs, "I've eaten the private parts of a green monkey." It's a lovely quote to be famous for. Do you know what? It's the fun down with the pun down there. A wife breaks her husband's jaw when he refuses to join her on an anti-domestic violence rally. As soon as I read this, just fire that in Irony Corner. Thank you very much. It's a good pun. The pun says, powerful pun. It's a good pun. The pun says, her in Jaws. Because Cogneys OK, number 2, star. A man finds a piece of string in a loaf of bread. Hey, I did... turning up at the HMV with Harry what day?
Thursday.
Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
My video, Kevin and Perry go large.
It's going to be a good event, actually. Isn't that also available on DVD?
It certainly is, yeah, with added value.
Do you get funny things that happen during filming on that?
Hilarious.
I heard it's a package of fun.
Absolute package of fun.
Oh, we've just been handed this no more
No
plugging.
plugging.
No more plugging of Kevin and Perry go large.
No, seriously, apparently, I'm going over to Ed now. I'm going to defer to our leader. Ed, what's the situation legally now?
I think we've just given it a bit of undue prominence.
Have we? Undue prominence?
Well, yeah. So,
And that's the clause they do you
well,
with?
no, can we please just stop doing it?
OK.
Does it mean that it will affect our wages? Oh, that's all right
That's
then.
OK. OK. But you think that was undue prominence? Yes, it was. OK. A man finds a piece of... Can I still do the piece of string item?
Yes,
even
you
if they
can.
are appearing with Harry at the HMV? A man finds a piece of string in a loaf of bread. The pun says... Sorry. Thread and butter. Which I thought was rather good.
You've got a naughty boy in the back of the
It's
class.
really funny. Robbie Williams is told to rest after collapsing. He's been working hard.
He has, yeah.
And he's been working hard, that Robbie Williams. Yeah, he's a grafter, isn't he? Seriously, that Robbie's a grafter.
Hasn't he been working hard?
He's been working
Been
hard.
working hard.
Easy. I know what you're trying to do with the word hard, and I know what you're implying. It's pathetic. Robbie Williams is told to rest after collapsing because he's been working hard. The pun says... Croc DJ, because his song is rock DJ. Oh, he's brilliant. I think it's just brilliant. That's it. The papers and puns. We're going to take a break. After the break, Denise is upstairs.
For the one and only Mr. Harry Anfield on the bed. So stick around for that. But right now, this is Channel 4 and you're watching The Big Breakfast.
Yay!
Applause.